Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and this right here, what you're looking at is CNBC trying to help the SEC out a little bit and help legitimize Gary Gensler going after Elon Musk and the X platform, when all he's really doing is trumping up things against Elon Musk, because X represents the last bastion of free speech in the United States. Because remember, it's the current administration that has they actually went to Twitter 1.0 and made them censor Americans and lie to them about the Hunter Biden laptop. They censored many of the other platforms. They're currently censoring many of the other platforms, some that we can't name on this channel. Watch this.
What about the latest with the
think about the problem you have in America. You've got the CNBCs of the world who the government can just call them up and say, we need you to talk about this today, and they'll do it gladly because they're owned by them. What's better for Americans, to be told the truth, or what the government is saying that they should be told?
We've talked a little bit about it this morning. This was a case where, I guess with just a few hours notice, he canceled the issue of showing up for the SEC from some of the things that they've been looking into. What's wrong with that? If this was a last minute cancellation, or was this standing them up?
Well, the government would see this perhaps as a pattern. He's done it before. A cynic might look at this and say that Elon is essentially trying to run out the clock, waiting for a new administration to take over. He's betting that former President Donald Trump will be in the White House, and he's been obviously gotten very close to that potential president.
This cynic would say that the SEC is targeting Elon Musk to try to so that they can get control of the X platform, so that you and I can't see what's really going on.
Last few months and weeks. So, it's a little unclear. He doesn't exactly have the warm and cuddly relationship with the SEC going back a number of years. But clearly, here's another example of Elon being very defiant and very confrontational with the government, and it could potentially have ramifications down the road for him and his companies.
It was the Trump SEC that originally brought that case in a situation with 420, going public at 420. That was Trump's.
Well, that would have been Jay Clayton, wouldn't it? Corrupt Jay Clayton?
Original SEC that did it. I guess this is different because at that point, Trump and Musk were not close. They had lots of issues between them. How would it work if Musk were to take some sort of I don't know if it's a government role or just an oversight position of looking at regulatory oversight and bloat when it comes to the government?
Well, that's a good question. It's one a lot of people are asking about. You've seen in the last...
Ooh, I bet the bad guys don't like that. Imagine the crimes that he would uncover.
Few weeks, Elon being pretty aggressive in his criticism against government agencies that he feels like are in the way of his companies. I think of the comments in the last week about the FAA. He's been critical of the EPA. These are government agencies. Regulators have been fining his companies for their actions. And it's the kind of thing that good government kind of folks are raising questions about conflicts of interest.
Yeah, I bet they're raising issues. Check that out. Global liquidity is surging. The Fed just lowered interest rates by 50 BPS. The money printer just got turned back on. The stablecoin market cap is at an all-time high right now. Fresh money's coming into the market. Are you bullish enough? I am. Gold has hit a new high as Bitcoin surges above 64,000. I haven't checked that this morning. Let me see if that's where it is right now. Come on, do a little refresh here. It's right just under 64,000. Gold's gained over 5% in 2 weeks, reaching a record $2,629 an ounce amid rate cuts, geopolitical tensions. I like this tweet. This is from Smoke. This guy's putting out some aggressive information. The massive rise of XRP in 2017 attracted the attention of many financial institutions. The rise was so significant that it made Ripple worth more than every bank in the world except 20. Documented. The institutional interest in the XRP token has only grown since then, which why there is a lot of interest from banks in XRP. Now, folks, I believe that late 2017, early 2018 surge is what created all the lawfare against Ripple. I believe that when JP Morgan and a lot of these bankers around the world saw that, they probably picked up their phones and started making calls. Here's what this documentation says. The rise of XRP's price also contributed to attracting the attention of financial institutions. As an informant put it, in late 2017, Ripple was worth more than all but maybe 20 banks in the planet, and that made the phone ring. Well, I didn't even read, I don't even think I saw this, but they did. They were picking up the phones. Thomas says that Ripple is now seeing a lot of interest from banks in XRP. I believe, my theory is one of those phone calls was to one Laura Shin, who was a Forbes contributor at the time, and she did a write-up on how rich Chris Larson was. I believe it was a hit piece designed as the first one of the first waves of trying to hold Ripple and XRP back, which they have been doing to this day as I sit here. But I think that their days of holding it back are almost over. Now, I'm going to ask this again, and then I'll show you Caitlin Long's tweet. Why are so many in crypto that Senator Warren has tried to destroy and are rightly furious, and yet they show little to no support for John Deaton for Senate? I'd put Senator Loomis right at the top of this list. She's supposed to be this pro-crypto senator, and Elizabeth Warren is Operation Chokepoint 2.0. And none of these people and the conservative media, none of them are helping John Deaton. There is something to that, folks. Her tweet says, I'm still thinking about the bombshell Silvergate court filing. Here the Warrens crowd, crypto bank scorecard, Silvergate suicided, Signature suicided, Protego, OCC approval expired, Paxos ditto, but its non-bank is still going. Custodia survived and fighting. Until the court filing, I didn't know the Fed suicided Silvergate by forcing it into an untenable choice. Make crypto less than 15% of deposits or throw in the towel. This touched off a bank panic the next day. So we've got a government that intentionally causes bank panics now. Barney Frank, I remember this. Barney Frank, because he was on the board, I believe, at the Signature. He made it clear at the time that the FDIC suicided Signature. But we now know the Fed suicided Silvergate too. The timing lines up with the Fed blindsiding Custodia Bank with denial with the White House. It was all coordinated more than I even realized. Again, I post Nick Carter's list with Operation Chokepoint 2.0 investigators, except I'd leave off Adrian Harris. It's amazingly accurate given how little information was available when he put this together. So the architects of Chokepoint 2.0 are all these people, is what she's saying, except Adrian Harris. The below isn't much discussed, but the timing of the expiration of Protego's and Paxos OCC Trust Company charters also aligns, related to both the Fed master account, Here's the punchline. Warren crowd at the federal agencies tried to kill all the crypto banks. Everyone on the above crypto native bank list is either gone or voluntarily retrenched, except for Custodia Bank. Meanwhile, the Fed just let a global systemically important bank, GSIB, get into crypto custody, the same business it historically claims threatens financial system stability. But of course, this is how the U.S. system works, folks. So I ask again, why are all these people, and I named them, why are all these people not interested in having John on, not interested in contributing? These are pro-crypto people. And Senator Loomis is at the top of the list. Why does she want Senator Warren to stay in office?
Well, when I came to the U.S. Senate,
Because this is who she presents herself to be.
nobody knew anything about digital assets. Nobody knew the difference between Bitcoin and alternative coins. And so we've worked hard to educate members of the Senate. We created a financial innovation caucus. Kirsten Gillibrand and I put together a financial framework for the management of the entire crypto industry. We now are seeing some of the fruits of those labors, planting the seeds of understanding within the Congress about how this asset class is growing, how Bitcoin is a store of value and a means of exchange, how Ethereum is possibly a blockchain platform that can be used for a variety of applications. So this is an industry that's starting to gain the attention of everyday Americans, and it's going to be an important part of our economy going forward unless we blow it.
Yes.
When is the last time you saw, oh, by the way, let me go back here. I think I got something out of, I meant to show you this next. When is the last time that you saw all these people? I see them every day. They pretend, and I do mean pretend, they pretend to be like a part of the XRP community. But every day, it's like their whole mission is to try to convince you that something is wrong with Ripple or XRP. And that you'll always hear them reference, oh, Ripple's dumping on, whatever. How many times have you seen those same people ask why Ethereum is dumping on the retail? You know what the only difference is? Is that Ripple has been completely transparent with where their XRP is, and you can see it. The difference is, and this is why I think so many of these type people were sent purposefully, just like the lawsuits were dropped purposefully. They were sent to do this negative spin. But you'll never hear them say, wait a minute, Ethereum doesn't show you where the Ethereum is, but they tell you that it's very clear. They write articles. Ethereum Foundation sells another 200 ETH. They just offloaded 200 ETH, 527,989 DAI into transactions, bringing their September total to 1,150 ETH. That is dumping on retail, folks, from the Ethereum Foundation. But it's never called a security. It's never called dumping. Nobody's ever bringing attention to this, which is much more nefarious than anything Ripple ever did. There's no lawsuits from the SEC. I told Gary, sounds like an illegal securities transaction, Gary, Hester Pierce. You're supposed to be crypto, Mom. Why aren't you calling this out? Why aren't you saying, why is Ethereum left alone, but XRP, Ripple gets sued? Ethereum founders dumping on retail again. Eric Voorhees, this is the new thing now is, folks, that the big news, Kamala Harris made some kind of statement I can't even find other than in written words, that she's going to be pro-crypto. And yet Operation Chokepoint 2.0 keeps going. Didn't Gary Gensler drop another lawsuit or two last week? Eric Voorhees knocks it out of the park here, cheering Harris for her words while her administration is literally suing Hayden's Uniswap is peak Stockholm syndrome. So this guy, this is that a woman? Wait, Hayden Adams right here. So this is a woman's talking about how she's so grateful that Harris explicitly, in some statement. And then this guy who's with Uniswap says Kamala just said she'll encourage innovative technologies like digital assets. I believe this is her first time referencing crypto policy, and it's in a positive way. Yay! While they're getting sued. It's one phone. I don't care how you think the government works and all this stuff. One phone call to Gary Gensler, because he's nothing but a gimp for these people in the White House and Senator Warren. One phone call, Gary, cut it out, drop all lawsuits, and this guy would do it because he's nothing but a toady. In a second, he'd do it. And then Stand with Crypto. I mean, these people, talk about Stockholm Center. Breaking, VP Harris has taken note of almost 1.5 million Stand with Crypto advocates and 52 million crypto owners nationwide. We're ready to support candidates who are pro-crypto. Proud of our advocates. She's in office now. Operation Chokepoint 2.0 is still alive. Gary continues to file crypto lawsuits. You guys are really going to just take her word for it after she and her party have tried to kill this industry for 4 years? Please. Meanwhile, Donald Trump.
NFTs. I'm curious what you think the future of crypto looks like if, God forbid, you don't win the election.
Future of crypto, what does it look like? Well, I think it's a good future. You know, who knows about anything today? But I think it's a good future. I'll tell you what, you look at values, you look at what's happening and where it's come and where it came from. I think crypto's got a great future. I think it really does.
What does it look like if, God forbid?
Maybe we'll pay off the $35 trillion in crypto. I'll write out a little piece of paper, 35 trillion crypto. We have no debt. That's what I like, right? He likes that idea too.
Interesting. Now look at this. I wonder why Elon would post this weekend. This is a tweet from 12/10/2022. Twitter is both, when he bought Twitter. Twitter is both a social media company and a crime scene. He retweets it on 9/21/24 with ... And you know why? Is because he's got more. And I believe that it has to do with this. Remember Ivan Raiklin? He's the one that said Elon Musk was in possession of the mother of all Twitter files. And Ivan Raiklin is the guy who has his own target list of all the bad guys in this country. He calls it, I won't say the word because I don't know if I'll get censored. And then Roseanne Barr had replied to Elon Musk and said, Elon, talk to Ivan Raiklin about this. We can save the union. And he retweets it and says, I wonder who just DM'd me. So what if it's Elon Musk? Now, folks, this week, I believe this week and next week are going to be 2 weeks that live in infamy, and we're going to see all kinds of evil unveiled. And maybe this was a part, who knows, maybe this was a part of the plan to show the world who these people really are leading into the last couple of months before the election. I hope that's what it is. I can't show you out here because we as Americans are still censored, and I would probably be turned off. So I'm not going to show you out here, but I am going to show you inside of DAIXRP.com. DAIXRP.com. You might want to get that one because the next 2 weeks are going to be real interesting. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Here we go.